When you walk through a storm, hold your head up.
So stupid. Okay, here we go. We're going live. Why am I going live? Well, that's because our President Potato Joe Biden is going to talk. He's at this NATO summit with Dr. Jill, actual President of the United States of America. Oh, Lord. So now we're listening to stupid singing because, you know, it's pomp and circumstance. So I want to kind of fucking vomit a little bit in my mouth, okay? Let's turn the monkey off, get the chat on. See if anybody shows up. What the fuck is going on right now? I'm sorry, somebody asked me about swearing. I don't care what you think. Right? Sorry, it turns you off. Just hold down the puke that comes up in your mouth if I swear. Don't care. I'm not going to hell because of it. Right? So, piss off. That's the way I feel about it, right? There we go. All right. Oh, isn't that voice pretty? It's just gorgeous, right? God bless the world, my home, sweet home. Beautiful, just beautiful. La 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 la.
Distinguished guests, the President of the United States.
Distinguished guests.
Invité distingué, le Président des États-Unis.
Uh-oh. Here we go. El Presidente. Pomp, much pomp and circumstance. Let's listen in.
Good evening. Welcome. In 1949, the leaders of 12 countries, including President Truman, came together in this very room. History was watching. It had been 4 years since the surrender of the Axis powers and the end of the most devastating war the world had ever known.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
Here, these 12 leaders gathered to make a sacred pledge to defend each other against aggression, provide their collective security, and to answer threats as one, because they knew to prevent future wars, to protect democracy, to lay the groundwork for lasting peace and prosperity, they needed a new approach. They needed to combine their strengths. They needed an alliance. And here they signed the Washington Treaty and created the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the single greatest, most effective defensive alliance in the history of the world. Mr. Secretary General, leaders of NATO countries, foreign and defense ministers, representatives from partner nations and the European Union.
At the moment,
Congress, distinguished guests.
he's all hopped up on drugs, Jeff.
Welcome to the 2024 NATO Summit. It's a pleasure.
It's good to see you, brother.
It's a pleasure to host you in this milestone year.
Thought I'd go live. I thought this was important.
At all we've achieved, and look ahead to our shared future with strength and with resolve. Together, we rebuilt Europe from the ruins of war, held high the torch of liberty during long decades of the Cold War. When former adversaries became fellow democracies, we welcomed them into the alliance. When war broke out in the Balkans, we intervened to restore peace and stop ethnic cleansing. And when the United States was attacked on September 11th, our NATO allies, all of you, stood with us, invoking Article 5 for the first time in NATO history, treating an attack on us as an attack on all of us. A breathtaking display of friendship that the American people will never, ever, ever forget. Through all this history, when great changes occurred, people would ask, can NATO adapt? And every time we proved we could adapt, and we did, evolving our strategy to stay ahead of threats, reaching out to new partners to increase our effectiveness. And here with us today are countries from the Indo-Pacific region. They're here because they have a stake in our success, and we have a stake in theirs.
The big boy speech, yeah, but not the big boy press conference.
NATO is more powerful than ever, 32 nations strong. For years,
Hi, loose cannon.
Finland and Sweden
Good to see you
were
here.
among our closest partners. Now they have chosen to officially join NATO, and because of the
he's reading off a
and meaning of
teleprompter,
Article
okay?
5 guarantees,
And he's all juiced up.
that's the reason. It was the most
We
important
all know he
aspect
has
of the
dementia.
alliance in 1949, and it is still the most important aspect. I'd also note Finland and Sweden joined the alliance not just because their leaders sought it, because their citizens called for it in overwhelming numbers. Remember, NATO's character is fundamentally democratic.
It's really good to see you.
Always has been and
Nice to
always
see you.
must continue to be. And today, NATO is better resourced than it ever has been.
NATO is
I
an
want to pause on this
expansionist
because it's
organization.
significant. In the year 2020,
It's a threat to Russia, and I understand why Russia's pissed off
Only
about
9
it.
NATO allies are spending 2% of their defense GDP on defense.
Man, he's making
This
all the
year,
words pretty good right now.
23 will spend at least 2%.
Spending
And some will spend more
money.
than that.
Stop,
And the remaining
stop.
countries that have not
Stop.
yet reached that milestone will get there soon. This remarkable progress, proof that our commitment is broad and deep,
Broad and deep.
That
Oh,
we're ready.
deep. I love it when he talks like
that we're
that.
willing, we're able to deter aggression and defend every inch of NATO territory across every domain,
Nice.
land,
Nice to
air,
see I'm
sea,
getting advertised
cyber,
by
and
X.
space. My friends, it's good that we're stronger than ever,
It's exciting, man.
because this moment in history calls for our collective strength. Autocrats
Strength. No G
will
necessary.
overturn global order, which
Global
is by and large
warning.
kept for nearly 80 years and counting. Terrorist groups continue to plot evil schemes to cause mayhem and chaos and suffering. In Europe, Putin's war of aggression against Ukraine continues, and Putin wants nothing less than Ukraine's total subjugation.
Bullshit. That's all a
And
lie.
Ukraine's democracy. Destroy Ukraine's culture. And
He wants
wipe
to end the
Ukraine
war right
off the
now.
map. And we know Putin won't stop at Ukraine. But make no mistake, Ukraine can and will stop Putin.
What, another 40 billion more dollars will do it? That ought to do it. Another
Especially with
70
our
billion
full
more.
collective support.
Fuck.
They have our full support. Even before Russian bombs were falling in Ukraine, the alliance acted. I ordered the U.S. reinforcements at NATO's eastern flank. More troops, more aircraft, more capabilities. And now the United States has more than 100,000 troops on the continent of Europe.
That's scary.
NATO moves swiftly as well.
Does that scare
Not
the
only
shit out of you?
reinforcing the
We're on the
four
edge of
existing
World War
battle groups in
III,
the
man.
east, but also adding 4 more in Bulgaria, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia, essentially doubling NATO's strength on the eastern flank. Together, we've built a global coalition to stand with
We
Ukraine.
need to stop pissing
Together,
in
we provide a
Putin's
significant economic
cornflakes.
and humanitarian assistance. And together, we've supplied Ukraine with weapons it needs to defend itself. Tanks,
Oh, it's the
armored
biggest
fighting
money
vehicles,
laundering
air defenses,
operation in history, loose
long-range
cannon.
missiles,
Biggest one.
millions
You
of
nailed it.
munitions. The United States, nearly 24 allied partners, have signed a bilateral security agreements with Ukraine.
It's a military-industrial
More countries will
complex
follow.
plus corruption.
Today, I'm announcing the historic donation of air defense equipment for Ukraine.
Oh, great.
The United States,
Great.
Germany, the Netherlands, Romania, and Italy will provide Ukraine with the equipment
And we're picking up
for 5
98% of the
additional
bill?
strategic air defense systems. And in the coming months, the United States and our partners intend to provide Ukraine with dozens of additional tactical air
NATO
defense
is
systems.
obsolete.
The United States will make sure that when we
They should
export
put on their
critical
big boy
air defense
pants and they can
interceptors,
protect themselves,
Ukraine
Jeff.
goes to the front of the line.
It's bullshit. We have
But we'll get
veterans
this
laying on the
assistance before
streets,
anyone else
man.
gets it. All told, Ukraine will receive hundreds of additional interceptors over the next year, helping protect Ukrainian cities against Russian missiles.
Oh, bullshit,
Ukrainian troops
bullshit, bullshit.
facing air attacks on the front lines. Make no mistake,
Oh,
Russia is failing in this war. More than 2 years into
Sure it
Putin's
is.
war of choice, his losses are staggering. More than 350,000 Russian troops dead or wounded. Nearly 1 million Russians, many of them young people, have left Russia because
They
no
moved
longer see a future in Russia.
on your
And
watch
Kyiv,
and started this
remember,
war.
fellas and ladies, was supposed to fall in 5 days, remember? Was still standing 2.5 years later and will continue to stand.
They're expansionist and they're doing nothing but keep sticking a stick in Russia's beehive. They just wanted a fucking buffer zone. Okay?
All of the allies knew
You got to look into the
before this
history.
war, Putin thought NATO would break. Today, NATO is stronger than it's ever been in its history. When this senseless war began, Ukraine was a free country.
What?
Today, it is still a free country. And the war will end with Ukraine remaining a free and independent country. Russia will not prevail. Ukraine will prevail.
Oh, good. And we're gonna finance that. for
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen,
Is that great?
this is a pivotal moment for Europe, for the transatlantic community, and I might add for the world. Let's remember, the fact that NATO remains the bulwark of global security did not happen by accident. It wasn't inevitable. Again and again at critical moments, we chose unity over disunion, progress over retreat,
Oh, progress.
freedom over tyranny, hope over fear.
I hate progress.
Again and again, we stood behind our shared vision of a peaceful and prosperous transatlantic community. Here at this
Barely
summit, we
got that
gather to
word out.
proclaim NATO is ready and able to secure that vision today and well into the future.
He's doing pretty good, man. He's doing pretty
Let
good.
me say this. An overwhelming
Yes, on elected
bipartisan
officials.
majority of Americans understand
It's just
that
part of
NATO
the one
makes us
world
all
government
safe.
move.
The fact that both Democratic and Republican parties are represented here today is a testament to that fact. The American people know that all the progress we've made in the past 75 years has happened behind the shield of NATO. And the American people understand what would happen if there was no NATO. Another war in Europe, American troops fighting and dying, dictators spreading chaos, economic collapse, catastrophe. Americans, they know we're stronger with our friends, and we understand this is a sacred obligation. As President Reagan put it, and I quote,
You got that right. Quit
"If
poking the
our fellow
Russian bear.
democracies are not secure, we cannot be secure. If you are threatened, we are threatened. If you're not at peace, we cannot be at peace." Reagan
Bullshit.
knew it then, and we know it now. Our nations will continue to keep faith with what we pledged in years to come.
You know the Donbass is
Now, if you'll
predominantly
indulge me,
Russian speaking, right?
I'd like to end my remarks in a slightly unusual way,
Just let him have
NATO's
the Donbass and
alliance
let's
of
be on
nations.
with it.
but also made up of leaders. And one person in particular has done an extraordinary job leading NATO for the last decade. Secretary General Stoltenberg. Would he come forward?
This guy, what a penis. Sorry.
So much of the progress we made in the
Where'd
alliance
he
is
go?
thanks to the Secretary.
Is he going to
He's
talk?
a man of integrity and intellectual rigor.
Shake his
calm
hand.
temperament
There you go.
in
There
a
you
moment
go.
of crisis. A
Get
consummate
that photo
diplomat
op.
who works with leaders across the political spectrum and always finds a way to keep us moving forward. Secretary, you've guided this alliance through one of the most consequential periods in its history.
Yeah, who's running the country, Jeff?
realize
Who
I've
is running?
Talking to your wife, I personally
damn
ask you to
country.
extend your service. Forgive me.
Let me touch my heart.
And you put your own plans on hold. When the Russian war in Ukraine began, you didn't hesitate. Today, NATO is stronger, smarter, and more energized than when you began.
Yes, I am live on YouTube.
And a billion
I should
people
be.
across Europe and North America.
Yep, 4
Indeed, the whole
platforms:
world
Rumble, YouTube,
will reap the
Facebook,
rewards of your labor
and
for years
X.
to come, in the form of security, opportunity, and greater freedom. For these reasons, I'm pleased to award you the highest civilian honor the United States can bestow.
Oh, bleh.
Presidential Medal of Freedom. Ask the medal.
God,
I'm
I
asking to
think
read
I
the
want to
citation.
vomit right now. A little bit in my mouth. I did already. Oh my God, this is just so bad. What a fucking circus this is. Oh. There it is.
The
Isn't that
President
special?
of the United States of America awards this Presidential Medal of Freedom to Jens Stoltenberg, a visionary statesman and ceaseless defender of democracy.
He's not an American.
Secretary
Why are we
General
doing
Jens
this?
Stoltenberg has guided the NATO alliance through the most
Why are
consequential
we? Is this an
decade
honorary
for
thing?
European
What the
security
fuck?
Since World War II.
Look. What's he
When
doing?
Vladimir Putin
Oh, look at his
launched
left
brutal
thumb.
assault on the people of Ukraine.
He's got that
betting
slee
NATO
stack
would
hand
break.
thing going on.
Secretary General Stoltenberg proved
I can't
him
stand him
wrong.
either, Jeff. I want to vomit
Under his
every time I
stewardship,
see him. I hate
NATO
him.
has become stronger and more united than ever. And Americans
And
for
Joe Biden the other
generations
day,
to
by the way,
come
said he
will benefit from
created
the safer
NATO.
world he helped create. He demonstrates that the core truth of the alliance is as powerful now as it was 75 years
Hi,
ago.
Lori Ann from
Together,
YouTube. It's nice
we
to
are
see you
stronger.
here. Thanks for letting us know YouTube's flowing over there. That's cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to lower my bit rate. I think I was freezing earlier. Let me check this out. Hang on. Oh, look, he's so hippie about himself. I bet he's a child diddler. I bet he likes the little children. Oh, yeah. Oh, barf. Much pomp and circumstance, la-di-da. Oh, my Lord. Oh, hey. Okay, I get it. Lorianne is loose cannon. Cool. Okay. I'm just happy to have you here. Shit, I don't care how you doing, man. But I'm glad that YouTube is working well. YouTube is so dead, man. Oh, my God. It's my second channel. The first one got totally, like, nuked. I put out a short, I get like, 30, 40 views. It's ridiculous. X seems to be kind of happening more anyway. I'm struggling staying monetized, it's kind of rough, man. It was cool for a while, but X changes like every 3 or 4 weeks. They change the algorithm. Okay, all right. I hate all that shit in the middle. Not really fond of orchestral music, personally. Hey, Denise.
My wish for the world.
Oh, barf.
Peace would find its
Oh,
way.
barf.
This is the time for harmony.
Oh, no. This is not happening right now. What is this?
That everybody sings.
Oh, my
Live your
God.
light and let it shine. Every voice and everyone. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Live your
Yeah.
light and let it shine. Let it shine, shine,
Love
shine.
peace. This is all about peace. NATO's about peace, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hear the sweetest sound, the sound of hope to come. Together we can bring
God.
goodwill to everyone. Let it start with you. Let it start with me.
Who choreographed this? Holy shit.
Sing this melody.
Yeah.
Voice and let it shine. All the bells and
Bring the
lace
tenor.
our voice, let there be peace on
Yeah, be peace on earth.
Lift your
Yeah.
light and let it
Yeah.
shine. Let it
Peace
shine,
on
shine. Let every voice
Be
be
heard.
Let
Let's
there
have
be
peace on earth.
Let every voice be heard. Let
Let's
there
have peace on earth, and NATO will bring it for you. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so glad I did this live.
And let it begin with me.
Thank you, Denise.
There be peace
Let
on earth, the
Oh.
peace that was meant to
Man, we don't sing this nice for Jesus, okay? It's like I've never experienced gaslighting this in my entire life. Have you? I mean, oh my God. NATO is going to bring peace on earth? Shut up right now. Oh, that's it? What happened to it? Where did it go? Thanks for tuning in. Stream ended. What? That was it. Oh, guys. Oh, my God. Hi, Rusty. Oh, shit. What the hell? That wasn't supposed to be, like, over. I'm live streaming, and I got people vibing, and we're talking. Holy shit, man. That was crazy. What? And why did we stop covering it? Is that was it? He gave a strong speech. What do you think, guys? Did he give a strong speech? I mean, he delivered all the words. He made sense, and he read off a teleprompter fairly well. For like, how long was that? Did anybody time that in like, 10 seconds or something? I mean, holy shit. Okay, let's tune into the Young Turks, because Young Turks, man, let's do this. They're doing live. Let's restream these chuckleheads. I mean, God, yeah, it's it. It's over. That's it. That was it. That was the whole opening to... Well, I am glad you figured it out. Yeah, it's... I've gone into somebody else. The way I figured it out is I went into somebody else's live stream and I was able to figure it out. But anyway, I've been enjoying... I watched the Young Turks this morning. Oh, my God. They're so funny, man. They're losing their freaking minds. Let's tune in, right? Because apparently they're... It's just interesting. They're talking about Bernie Sanders. And I just love Bernie Sanders. He's crazy fuckers. But, Anna Kasparian is actually getting... Everybody on the, like, they're almost getting, like, red-pilled. Man, it's crazy.
In essence. But on top of that, they already knew.
Yep.
Bobby Kennedy Jr., now everybody makes fun of him because a worm ate his brain, and everybody loves that joke. And they say, oh, he's a kooky conspiracy. So Biden couldn't stand up to him.
Yeah, maybe it was a stand-in.
Remember, early primary,
It could have
him
been.
and Marianne are the only ones in the race. And Cornel West.
And that's
They
not
drove
crazy.
Cornel
That's not
and
crazy, Denise, to
RFK
think
Jr.
like
out.
that.
By the way, then costing them votes in the general election because they desperately didn't want Joe Biden on a debate stage, no matter who
I just
he was
love to
on there
watch
with.
That's
chunky
exactly right.
yogurt
Because
melt
they
down.
knew-
Usually I
they
can't
knew
stand
all
listening
along.
to
So
them.
understand this, guys. It's really important for you to understand this. We ended up with Joe Biden.
Now, I've never seen this before.
Because
This is
number
live.
one, he lied to everybody. He claimed that he was only going to run for that one term, and then he was going to step aside. That he was going to be the bridge president.
You mean he lied?
Making way for a more diverse option. in
Whatever the fuck
presidency.
that means. He was a
complete and utter
placeholder,
BS.
guys.
Let's put that aside. But then the party, the very party that is running a campaign that mainly focuses on the need to
So you
protect
guys think
democracy,
Anna Kasparian is
ended
hot
up
or
with
not?
the worst
Give me a vote,
possible
guys.
Democratic
Think she's hot?
nominee.
Is she hot or not?
Thanks to their undemocratic
I think she's kinda
behavior
hot. She's all right.
and their unwillingness to
I'd
hold
do her.
a robust primary
if my
on
wife
the
wanted me to
Democratic
run,
side to ensure that
clearly.
they had the best candidate to beat Donald Trump. So my point is, the Democratic establishment has made its bed. And now, when you see these comments from Democratic lawmakers,
Yeah, he's got a
after they
real
had the
short
meeting,
window, Rusty.
There was one
Real
Democratic
short.
lawmaker who was like, "Oh, it's worse than a funeral."
I was
Then
kidding,
why don't you
Denise. I was
say
kidding.
something? So look, two more things about that. One is,
But she's
I'm now
kinda hot.
tired of every anchor on cable telling us, well, behind the scenes, all the Democrats are really worried, and it's like a funeral in there. It was super sad, and we're very concerned, and they're wondering if Joe Biden should drop out. In front of the cameras, they're like, oh, of course Joe Biden is great. He's 18 years old. He's wonderful. He's just, I want him to run my household. I want him to drive an 18-wheeler. Okay, by the way.
Come on, no way.
Would anyone let Joe Biden drive an 18-wheeler?
To be fair, I wouldn't let most people drive an 18-wheeler.
You wouldn't let Joe Biden drive a tricycle. Get real, okay? And then the Republicans are going to use all of this later. Everyone who's on camera,
You gotta
saying,
admit, this
Biden's
is fun to watch.
You
This
think
is like
Biden's
comedy,
not going
right?
to collapse again?
Cenk.
You think
No,
he's
she's not
gonna
as
be able
stupid
to
as
hide him
Cenk.
for 4
Cenk is
months and
stupid
win the
as a fucking
election,
brick.
Do a 16-point comeback while hiding Joe Biden. If they don't hide Joe Biden, he's going to melt. It's an absolute guarantee.
Yes, he
already
will.
did it. It's
already-
not even close.
No, it's
It's already
foregone
begun.
conclusion.
Elise Stefanik
I love
and a
it.
few
I
other
love watching
Republican
these
lawmakers
people.
held a press conference just today, arguing that Democrats engaged in this giant
No,
cover-up,
I don't
which
spend
they
too
did,
much time watching it
in
either, Denise. But I'm
Joe
watching a lot of the
Biden
liberal
and
news
deceiving
media
the
because
American
it's for
people
fun to
about
watch them
his
melt
true
down.
mental decline and his condition. And that is a smart strategy if you're a
If you
Republican
were a
lawmaker,
lesbian,
if you're the
Denise, would
Republican
you do
Party,
her,
because
Anna?
number one, it's true.
You would, wouldn't you? She's
And
hot.
it doesn't make
Come
the
on now.
Democratic Party look good that they're still engaging in this cover-up while privately telling reporters that they're worried. Okay, so why are they doing that? Part of the reason is the cowardice that we've been talking about, but the other reason is, look, the only person who can make the ultimate decision is Joe Biden, and he is refusing to step down. And so if he remains stubborn, Democrats publicly criticizing him or airing their grievances about him not only hurts Joe Biden's chances
Look, I
of beating
give
Donald
props
Trump,
to
which
any woman. I
already at
find
this
any
point
woman
is
attractive
inconceivable to me that he
that
would beat
is
Donald Trump.
kinda like,
but they're
I don't
concerned
know,
that it's going to
can
further
wake up
harm
and,
them
like, think.
or harm the
And she's doing
Democratic
pretty
Party
good, I think.
in down ballot races. So let me give you the details as reported by Semaphore, because I think this perfectly encapsulates what
She has
I'm
too much
talking about
makeup
here.
on her face. It
What
doesn't
Biden
match her.
What Biden can do
her
is be
skin
stubborn in a
tone's
way
not
that
right.
sets up a scenario
Screwed
of
up her makeup.
mutually assured destruction for Democrats. So long as opponents of his nomination believe it's impossible to force him to step aside, any
We love you, Denise.
escalation of their criticism risks damaging him even further in November. And the worse his standing gets, the more his party is likely to suffer up and down the ballot. If Biden really is willing to fight a Democratic civil war, and it appears he is willing to do it, it would mean heading into convention season
God, their
with
chat
key
is on
chunks
fire,
of the party
man.
on the record with doubts about their nominee and pro-Biden factions accusing them of sabotage, all while Republicans quietly sit back and munch popcorn. And to
Right,
be
we're
sure,
all just watching
that is
the
what
whole
Republicans
thing
have been doing,
implode.
including
Why
Donald
wouldn't
Trump,
we?
who's been chilling, he's
It's
been
so much
golfing,
fun.
he's been relatively silent, which
I
is
laughed
uncharacteristic
harder
for
in the
Donald
past,
Trump.
I don't
but
know,
he's playing
3,
it
4,
exactly
5
right.
days than I have in a long
Here
time.
is a senior GOP strategist telling notice
Now, Chunk,
Joe
you're-
Biden is an
he's not
anvil
hot.
wrapped around the neck of every Democratic candidate and incumbent. Republicans should be praying nonstop he stays in the race. So that's Republican strategists saying, ladies and gentlemen.
do you think
we
he's
got
going to
him.
stay in the
Can you
race?
believe they let the Mad King stay in the race?
It is
Shh, be
delicious
cool, be
watching
cool.
these.
And we're going
just,
to
they're
launch an
freaking
avalanche of those ads.
out, man.
We're going to wrap that anvil around the
They're-
neck of
they're-
every Democrat.
they're,
So go ahead. What are you going to do now?
reaping
Blame progressives like
what
you
they
always
have
do?
sown.
Blame your own voters like you always do?
exactly what's happening
you're
right now.
100% responsible. The only look here. First
Now,
of all, that's it. I'm
In
doing
all
it.
fairness,
Snap
I think
poll in the
Cenk
chat. I'm curious
said
what you guys
that,
think.
I mean, he tried to run against
Who's
Biden.
the bigger
so
narcissist, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? I mean, Donald Trump's record seemed unbeatable, the world's largest narcissist. But here comes Joe Biden from behind. The one thing he might actually be able to beat Donald Trump on, a narcissism that could destroy his entire party And he's in the middle of doing it.
He's being
But the
narcissistic
leaders of
right
the
now
blue MAGA
because he
culture
won't
back,
leave.
Joy Behar's back from vacation.
Of course.
So now The View with Whoopi and Joy saying, how dare anybody criticize Joe Biden? I want everyone out there lie on behalf of Joe Biden. Pretend he's young, pretend he's energetic, pretend everything you have to do. And Whoopi Goldberg literally said, I don't care if he poops his pants.
It's so ridiculous.
She's saying, let's just do propaganda.
It
Who
makes
cares?
a mockery out of the executive branch. It
I
makes
like
a
Tim
mockery out
Burchett.
of this country.
He's going to be on Timcast
Anyway.
tonight.
Okay,
eh?
and then
Cool.
the
I'll
last
watch
leaders in
that.
the cult,
I
as
love-
you guys know,
I love
of course,
Timcast.
Mika
I love Tim
Brzezinski and
Pool.
Joe Scarborough, and
Tim
now
Pool's
they're
a really
back.
independent
Joe was
thinker. I
flipped,
really
as we
like
showed
him.
you
If you guys
yesterday,
haven't checked
and they're
out
like,
Tim
oh, Biden,
Pool,
of course, Biden,
you want to
Biden,
follow
Biden.
him and watch
if
his
anyone
stuff too.
disagrees, they're helping Trump. It's the #1 thing they say. No. All of you guys, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Joe Scarborough,
Rusty.
Mika Brzezinski. There are no 4 people in the country who are helping Donald Trump get reelected more than those 4. Period, not close.
And look, if that's the role they want to take, that's totally fine. I just don't want to hear any more hyperventilating
That
from them
White House
about
press
how much of a
briefing
threat Donald
today-
Trump is. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I
oh
want-
yeah.
They're not actually.
Oh, you know what I got?
afraid
I
of
could
Donald
pull it
Trump.
up, and
Joy
if you want to, if we
They're
get bored
full
with
of
the,
it, totally full of it.
if you watch
All they do
these people
is
melting
trade in
down, you get
politics
bored
of
with this.
fear,
I can show you
coercion,
some of the
and
White
smear
House press
tactics.
briefing.
You know,
The Peter Doocy
you know what I'm
questions, they
gonna
were
say,
pretty
Anna?
good.
This is what I got from Mika, Joe, Joy Behar, and Whoopi Goldberg. A tall glass of shut up juice.
Exactly.
Don't tell me that this is the most important election of our time and then say, I don't care if our candidate poops his pants. Who cares? I don't care if our candidate has 8 out of 10 Americans thinking that he's not mentally healthy enough, that his brain doesn't work enough. I don't care. Let's lose to Trump. Oh, most important election. Democracy's on the line. Well, money,
Right.
money.
It does look
Blue MAGA,
disingenuous
I'm your
and
cult
doesn't
leader.
fit, right?
Remember, always obey authority and always obey the rich. Oh, look at that. All 4 of them happen to be multi-millionaires.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Oh, look at
You gotta
that.
just
Of course
go
they want you obeying
on,
authority.
Jeff,
They don't give a
just-
goddamn who. When's they going to get an extra
want me to do
tax
some
cut
throat
from Donald
singing
Trump?
for you?
Yes, I think you guys are traitors. How do you like them apples?
So recently, Cenk and I were discussing all of the various media figures who were privy to Biden's mental decline, but engaged
feel
in the
better.
cover-up themselves. Now they're pretending to be aggrieved. Now
Yeah, they are.
pretend that they've been betrayed by the Biden camp, that they've been lied to. I'm not buying any of that. However,
They are, LA,
there is
absolutely.
one person in cable news.
Well, I mean, think
who
about it,
actually
right?
think
I mean,
was
let me just pause this for a second, right? They, I mean, and not as much the Young Turks, but I, you know, because I don't watch them, I don't know. But my guess is that to a certain degree, they have been ignoring his decline as well. And so that's what's insulting about all of this. All of a sudden, they wake up and they go, "Oh my God, the president of the United States is non compos mentis." Duh. You know, it's like, well, yeah, you know, it's like you're acknowledging what we've all seen like the whole time, right? So they lose this huge amount of credibility, right? And now somehow they have to go, wow, how am I going to? I mean, think about this. These fucking people have to keep their relevance, their credibility. Don't want, like, you know, I mean, like this person like pays her bills because people tune into this stupid program, right? So, you know, Cenk's program as well. So, you know, they've gone way out on a limb here, guys, right? And now they're having to try and figure out how to reinvent themselves and like, well, you know, I kind of saw it or I didn't, you know, however they want to, you know, try and figure this out. But they're all, everybody, you got to understand, every one of these SOBs, right, has their own skin in the game. And they are concerned about their own hides. They're concerned about their own careers, right? Every one of them, right? Now, maybe like Anna gets smart and jumps ship, you know, and eventually says, you know, I don't need this chucklehead chunky yogurt on my side. And that might, you know, that might happen. But yeah, everybody that's talking, that's opening their mouth, saying shit and weighing in on all of this, right, you got to understand every single one of them. You have to say to yourself, what personally do they have at stake here, right? What personally do they have at stake? And don't give me this shit like all these the down ballot, you know, congressmen and senators are all going, well, you know, we care so much about our constituents. They're literally tattooed on our hearts, and Joe Biden is just bringing down the ticket. And we care so much about people, the little guy, you know, and stuff. And this is horrible. It's fucking bullshit. All of it. It's all fucking bullshit. You know this to be true in your hearts.
Genuinely duped and is genuinely angry and feels genuinely betrayed. And that person is Jake Tapper, because
of all people.
His
the
segments
pandemic.
have been
Don't
honestly
even get me started.
the best segments on this issue on cable news, in my opinion. And it's because he's not holding back
I'll vote
and he's
for
calling
Rusty.
a spade a spade.
Sure.
And
Whatever.
anyone who's willing to do that in the mainstream press gets some props or respect from me. And so I want to go to this first clip because
we have
Tapper
clips.
was irritated with Biden arguing that those attacking him are just
I don't
the
know which
elite.
clip she's going to play right now, but Jake Tapper literally read out loud the comment that Joe Biden made when he called into Morning Joe. Okay, and he said something, and then you know how you just kind of go over it. What happens is, I don't know if you know, but like I write for a living as part of what I do. I write books and stuff. And when you edit yourself, right, or you edit other people's stuff, your brain fills in certain words if you drop them, like a the or the or a or whatever. Your brain fills it in. And so editing is not an easy task because your brain wants it to be there. So it's there. And so what happens is we listen to Joe Biden and he says a bunch of things. And your brain immediately goes, well, this is the president of the United States. So whatever fucking's coming out of his head must make some sort of sense, right? So your brain goes, well, he must have meant, am I lying here? I mean, isn't this what's going on, right? We go, well, yeah, I mean, that's what he meant. But at this point, Grandpa's feeding the alligators by the pond at 5 a.m. Do you understand? Hello? Hello? "25th Amendment. Can he carry the ticket? Can he flop over the fucking finish line at the Democratic National Convention? Are you fucking serious right now? We just saw him at NATO. And during his interview, his supposedly great comeback interview, okay, with George Snuffleupagus, he said, you know, I'm a busy guy. I'm fucking running the world. I'm running the world. He said, I'm running the world. People. He said that. He's running the world. Okay, all right. No, Jill Biden is running the world. And apparently she sits in on all of his meetings, guys. Right? See ya, Denise. Thank you. Love you. So, yeah, this shit is crazy, off the hook bad, man.
That the people really want him, and it's the elites that are trying to get rid of him. So let's watch what he had to say.
President Biden seems to be trying to frame what's going on right now as the average voters
elites
who want him.
Oh boy.
Versus
Here
the
we go.
elites of the Democratic Party, donors and lawmakers and opinion makers, many of whom have serious concerns about Biden's ability to be the candidate and have called for him to step down after that debate performance that let's call baffling. In reality, 72%
All right,
of
kids. See you soon.
voters
We'll be here.
say that they believe President Biden is too old. That's according to CNN's most recent polling. Voters have been saying this for quite a long time. The reality is that the Democratic elites are mostly late
Thank you,
to
Ms. Cannon.
acknowledge these
Appreciate that.
age and ability issues compared to the
Smash
rest of
that
the public.
like, smash that
The elites have been
subscribe,
forced to
follow,
reckon with it
bookmark
after the
this
debate
stuff,
just
man.
11 days ago.
I am so happy that he made that clear, because it wasn't just after that disastrous debate performance that the majority of voters were concerned about Biden's age. Poll after poll, we had been covering those poll results.
Look
We
at
had
her,
been
she's losing
covering
her
the
mind,
fact that
man. This
the
is
majority
great.
of Democratic voters
I'm going to let you enjoy
for
this for a
while
minute.
now
Nature
have been
calls,
concerned about
right?
Biden's age.
It happens, especially when
But
you're old
that's just
like
been
me.
pushed aside from the very beginning because, look, this is
I
the
need to
biggest
rest
issue.
a moment.
The Democratic Party hasn't really given us something to vote for in how many election cycles? Like, I'm actually jealous of Republican voters. I'm jealous of Trump's base because they're excited to show up and vote for their candidate. They're energized by him. When was the last time we were energized by a Democratic candidate, Cenk?
Well, of course, it was Bernie Sanders. And what did the Democratic Party do? They threw a cold, bucket of water on that excitement. Said, "How dare you? Get back in line. Vote for the one we anointed, okay? You're gonna pick Hillary Clinton or you're gonna pick Joe Biden and you're gonna shut up about it." That's what Joe Scarborough does. That's what The View does. Anytime anybody gets excited about a Democrat, they come and assassinate them. Character assassinations galore from these thugs in mainstream media that create this blue mag. Remember, only the leader of the Democratic Party, only leadership in the DNC, only the donors know best. Follow what the donors say. Now they're pretending they're against the elites. Yeah. Joe Biden and Joe Scarborough pretending they're against the elites. Yeah, get the F out of here, man. Nobody believes you obvious, ridiculous liars.
But my point is, Democrats have simply relied on the politics of fear-mongering and coercion to get Democratic voters to
100%.
fall in line and back their preferred candidate. And I don't know how much longer that's gonna work with the majority of Democratic voters, but understand what that means. Democrats look at the polling, they see that the vast majority of Democratic voters, likely Democratic voters, are concerned about Biden's age. This was happening even prior to the debate. And they're like, it's okay, we'll just supercharge our fear-mongering about Trump and make them feel like pieces of crap if they don't vote for our preferred candidate.
You remember the Democratic Party of JFK that had so much hope and vibrancy and tried to actually deliver for the American people? You know, even Lyndon Johnson, I mean, you got the Great Society, Medicare. He tried to raise the wages of almost all Americans in the country. He did 100 things wrong, but at least he gave people hope that their wages were going to be higher, that they were going to get some sort of health care. Remember the party of FDR that did Social Security?
You are
that
right,
fought
Rusty.
Back against what
Care
he
about
would
the
say
country
were
right now.
evil, rich people who were trying to rob you blind. Like FDR right now would be considered to the left of Bernie Sanders. And they would say, radical, how dare you? You have to pick a good moderate like
oh my
Herbert
God,
Hoover.
is he going on about his progressiveness? Just he was rejected from the stinking party because he's just too progressive, you know, and they hate progressives. I don't know, maybe so. I think Chuck Yeager is a whiny bitch, right? I mean, in general, I just think he is. I think he's a baby. But I think most of these people, most of these uber liberal progressives are bitchy and whiny. And you'll notice now that I did go to the bathroom, and unlike Nick Rekieta, I have no cocaine residue on my nose. I wasn't in there for 45 minutes. I don't know if you haven't been following the Nick Rekieta story, right? That was pretty interesting. So I don't know what's going on with him lately. But anyway, let's just continue to watch this meltdown.
They glorify Herbert Hoover to the hilt now. Yeah. And so it's mainstream media, it's the establishment that is killing any hope of a Democratic Party that's excited and wants to do something in the world. Why don't we do paid family? If you, look, guys, I repeat this because it's at 84.
You know, let me tell you something. When I think about progressives, I think progressives are emotionally like 12 years old. And I think there's something wrong with them. They, all of a sudden, one day, something happens. I don't know if it's in the frickin' water or what it is, but they stop like emotionally growing. Because all of us in the beginning, right, we're all, you know, before we start doing shit like paying taxes and having to fucking buy a house in the right neighborhood, dealing with schools and this and that and the other thing. Right, we're all, you know, when we were young, weren't you? I was like idealistic. I was an ideologue, right? But then life starts beating the shit out of you. And the reality of the world starts coming in upon you and says, okay, dude, you know, you had some great ideas, you know, they were all like idealistic and really cool and, you know, peace, love, and all that shit. And, you know, it's like you realize that the worldview doesn't work. It doesn't last over the long haul, right? So what happens is that I think that these people, like literally, I think Cenk Uygur is functionally retarded.
4% paid family leave. The whole country wants it.
Emotionally
Democratic
retarded.
voters
You
are
understand
begging
what I'm saying?
for you to do it. Why do we have to constantly
screaming
wake
at
up
the
all
fucking
day?
sky?
The modern Democratic Party is not interested in doing that. So it's time to accept it and ask yourself if you're willing to continue voting for a Democratic candidate simply based on the fear that they're constantly selling you.
Right.
Let's go to one
the
more
fucking fear that if Donald Trump gets in office, democracy, literally as we know it, will cease to fucking exist. What the fuck are you talking about? These people don't I mean, hello? He was president for 4 years. He didn't throw Hillary Clinton in jail. But now, you know what? You fucking poked the bear enough. Maybe he might. And now you're all freaking scared to death, right? Oh, my God.
Clip, because in this next one, Jake Tapper also makes abundantly
Nice to have you
clear,
here,
no,
Rusty.
this isn't about the
Nice to
elites
see
going
you.
after Joe Biden. This is about all of the fumbles we've been seeing from Joe Biden, not just during that debate, before the debate, and also after the debate. Let's watch.
How can you assure you're going to be on faith that can intervene on your way to go to
This is it.
work tomorrow? Age wasn't the idea. I'm too old.
Did you ever watch the debate?
Wait a minute. What the, I've heard that read out loud. That whatever he fucking said right there about getting up for work in the morning, and never about age. None of it made sense. It was not a complete sentence. Listen, guys, dude, listen. I study the fucking Bible. I study the Bible in multiple languages. I understand diagramming a sentence, and I understand that a sentence has a fucking subject and an object and a verb and an adjectives in the middle, and then you put all those fucking together, and they make like a coherent thought. And there's good writing and there's shitty writing, okay? But then there's just like, this was written by a fucking toddler. And that's what we're seeing here. This is why they change all the transcripts. This is why we can't see or listen to. You understand this, right? Why we can't hear the Hurd tapes from the Hurd report. Why? Because they disagree with the transcripts. They're going to show exactly the kind of vegetable that we've been all seeing in front of our eyes, probably times 10. That's why we can't see them. That's why Merrick Garland is willing to undergo against inherent contempt at $10,000 a day, which by election day will be $1.1 million. Okay? Right? These fucking people this is the biggest cover-up in American history, guys. Biggest cover-up in American history you're witnessing. And it's exciting to be alive. Somebody said it is an exciting time to be alive. Fuck yes it is. Fuck yes it is. Yes, we are seeing these shitbags get exactly what they deserve, right? And this whole idea that Donald Trump is a threat to fucking democracy. Holy shit, we're not living in a democracy. People, I've seen this before. We're living under an authoritarian regime, and I just never thought it could come to this country, that it could be here, that this is it. This is my dad. My dad wouldn't believe it before he died, because he fled from communism in '56 from Hungary. Right? I say I know how this story ends. We are literally living in authoritarian rule. They control the media. The media is like the Pravda. This government salivates and wants to emulate the social credit score shit they're doing in China. They love that Chinese shit. And let me tell you, they want fucking cameras on every single corner. And I'm all about, I don't know about you guys, but I'm all about those motherfuckers going out there cutting down all those cameras. Now, you can say what you want about them. Oh, yeah, well, okay, somebody murders somebody and blah, blah, blah. We're not putting people in jail right now anyway. Okay? What good are the fucking cameras when you're letting all the lawless thugs and criminals go because of the Soros-funded prosecutors? Fuck your cameras. Your cameras are designed to spy on the wrong people. Okay? And Tim, why do you say that? Well, fuck me. Look at our own FBI. Okay? Investigating Catholics. Fucking Catholics. Fucking Catholics. And people that go to school board meetings that say, yeah, I'm not really down with this. I put Johnny's Willy in my mouth because I wanted to see if it tasted good. And they read this shit out loud in the school board meetings, and the fucking people are freaking out. Right? I mean, for real. Okay? You know, and Rusty, oh my God, I am so fucking tired of hearing the word there in defense or the democracy is under threat. Okay? First of all, it's not a fucking democracy. Wake the fuck up, read your goddamn history, read and understand what kind of country we're living in. We are living in a democratic republic, right? Where we elect certain people to go and represent the people's will. We don't vote directly on everything. We don't have like this commie shit they got going on in California, and they do this kind of shit in other countries. They have what do they call those, referendums or this or that and the other thing, where they fucking vote on an issue, right? They put it to a national vote or whatever. No, we live in a country where the representatives make the laws, right? You understand this? So we have this representative democracy. And I don't think it works very well anymore. I just don't. I think it's a bloated, nasty, assy behemoth it's become. But it's not a fucking democracy. It's not mob rule. It's not what the fuck everybody wants. And that's the reason the Electoral College exists, because if you people don't know anything about the Electoral College, okay, it's there to balance this whole idea of democracy. Okay, democracy is over in the House. The House is elected based on how many fucking people, and the more population you get. And this is the game the Democrats have been playing because the motherfuckers, okay, they put forth electoral stuff based on the number of people that are counted in the census. And they're counting the illegals. So because the illegals come in, they get extra congressional seats. Okay? But if you fucking understand anything about how our government is structured, the Senate, okay, now I'm preaching to you now, but I'm preaching to you about how our fucking, I'm taking you to fucking school right now, okay? If you didn't hear this shit in Schoolhouse Rock, you're fucking hearing it now, okay? The Senate has only 2 representatives per state. Well, Tim, why is that? Why isn't it based on population? Well, put that in your fucking pipe, think about it, and smoke it for a second. Maybe it's so that mob rule doesn't fucking overcome, you know, the hot sentiments of the public at the moment over some particular thing don't necessarily override the cooler heads that should prevail in the Senate. Okay? Yes, you're right. Democracy, Jeff, is more at the local level, right? So, you know, I think we need a constitutional convention. And there are a lot of people that say, no, that won't work. That'll be all fucked up and that'll be screwed up. I don't think that's true. How in the world, how is any of these old bastards, any of these old sons of bitches that are in government right now, that are part of the problem? And you know, I mean, you know who they are. Feinstein, Nadler, and even on our side, God, I love him. God, I can't remember his name. He's the one always talking about crickets in the hen house and shit. You know, he's a good old Southern boy. But you know, these guys, man, they go, so this is the book with faces on it. Okay, where are the faces in the book and where is the book located, sir? Could you please tell us that? I mean, fucking seriously. Once you get to be set, I mean, I even have trouble. I do this podcast, man. Fuck me. You don't know how long it took me to learn all this soundboard shit? And that there's 17 mutes everywhere, and that, you know, how do I get the sound not to echo? And how how to get it tight? And I'm blowing my own horn. I know, it's fine. But it was hard. And the fucking older I get, the harder it gets. Okay? Oh, Lord, my God. Okay, I've talked enough. Let's continue watching for a minute. Come on.
I don't think I did, no.
He doesn't think he did?
By the way,
right, he didn't think, he didn't, oh, yeah, he really didn't help himself when he answered that question. Did I watch the debate? I don't think I fucking did. And then Creamy Jean-Pierre has got to come back around tomorrow and clean this shit up and go, well, what he meant to really say, how about this? How about you march the fucking president out for 2 hours and he tells us what he thinks. Without your mouthpiece, without you cleaning it up, without fixing it, Then you could come on tomorrow, and then you can clean up all the shit that he said wrong. Okay? How about that? How about that? How about that? How about that? No. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. You're chicken. You're chicken.
The first vice president, first black woman.
Yeah, he was the first black woman president. We talked about that yesterday, right? Sharp as a fucking whip. Quick as a tack. Right? Get it? Yeah. Wow. He's a fucking ninja, man. Right? You understand what I'm talking about? He's a fucking ninja. So he's going to do to Donald Trump, right? He's going to beat the shit out of Donald Trump. You just believe that. You just believe that. I can't. I hope he stays in. I hope he stays in. I hope he stays in. Oh my God, I hope he stays in.
I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America.
And if that wasn't bad enough, then you have John Kirby, Karine Jean-Pierre holding press conferences. And I don't know why they're saying this. It's not a good look, but just check this out.
After that, the president will hold a press conference, I guess a big boy press conference is what we're calling it, and take some questions from y'all. This week.
They really, listen, guys, okay? Seriously, you cannot fucking make this shit up, right? I mean, seriously. He's going to have a big boy press conference. I mean, are you fucking for real right now? Are you fucking people for real right now? Am I the only one that's going, what the fuck is going on here? No. Because there's a whole bunch of Democrats going, uh-oh. I think we really fucked up. And let me tell you, if you want to be like Harry Sissy, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, okay? Harry Sissy, that little fucking, probably Hooter smoker, okay? Was on Piers Morgan, and this is what I want to talk about in the morning because it was delicious. Because, like I said, I've been watching alternative media, and this morning I watched a show I've never watched before, and it was Crystal Ball. What a fucking name that is, right? Crystal Ball. Isn't that just awesome? And she's pretty fun to look at. She's kind of hot too. I like her, you know. I just don't like most of her ideology. But then and she's on this show with this other guy. Oh, there you go. Good, Denise. There's a conservative guy. And so I like the show. I'd never seen it before. And I watched her, and she is just like fucking losing her mind about this stuff. You know, it's the same thing no matter what show I watch. And again, it's delicious to watch because people are just tired of being gaslit. And when Democrats start to lose their mind, yeah, that's when you know some shit's going on.
Week, President Biden will speak to national labor leaders of AFL-CIO,
Oh, and by the way,
host the NATO.
If you haven't heard me before talk about her, I want you to understand this for a minute. Let me see. Let me back this up, right? Let me put on Jennifer's mic. If you want to understand something about Karine Jean-Pierre, you need to understand that the minute she starts pounding on the podium because she's trying to make a point is when she's got abso-fucking-lutely nothing to say. And she's lying through her teeth. And she would be a really shitty poker player. Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
This week, President Biden will speak to national labor
You're never
leaders
going to be able to unhear it now that I've pointed
host
it
the NATO
out.
summit to show the unprecedented strength of our alliance, hold a press conference, a big boy press conference, according to Justin Singh from Bloomberg.
Big boy.
Come on.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? So
Look at her. Look at her. She's losing her fucking
mind. And I got
mind,
the poll
right?
results for you. So he's going to have a big boy conference. Remember, Joe, you answered every question.
Yay!
You did a good job answering every question. So if you say, oh, you know what, I don't like you guys making fun of Joe Biden. Well, brother, what do you want me to do? The entire party is going to go underwater. You want us to just let it go underwater because of the ego and the selfishness, the narcissism, and the feelings
delicious.
Let's be honest, Jill Biden more than Joe Biden, because Joe Biden doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. He doesn't even realize he's losing the race. He has no idea he's about to get landslided.
He's aware enough. Okay, he's part of the decision. Yes, I agree. Jill Biden is a huge influence. So is Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
Who previously, by the way, you know, he had no role in government and he wasn't serving as an advisor to Biden. But now that he is, really, we're going to have someone.
It's a lot of.
Yeah. So look, Hunter Biden was doing crack like 3 days ago.
It's crazy.
And he's advising the president to stay in. So the overwhelming majority of Democratic voters are not listened to.
Right.
But the modern artist formerly known as Hunter is making decisions about the world. About the world. I'm going to turn back around and now start supporting hearings in favor about Hunter Biden. Because I didn't know he was in charge. I didn't know he was part of the decision-making process. If he is he still on crack?
Yeah.
Where the hell did he get that money
Good
for
fucking
the
questions,
so-called
right?
modern art? Okay, now we always knew he's a con man, and we told you all along. We never lied to you. That guy's a scam artist through and through. But we were assured 2 billion times that he had nothing to do with the administration. Turns out yet another lie by the Biden administration. So I'm going to get to your results in a second. But I wanted to focus on that quote that Jake Tapper mentioned there, and he did a great job of breaking that down. And he said this too. Remember, that was the interview where they fed him the questions.
Yeah.
So Biden already knew what was going to be asked. And remember, that was the interview where they were going to show how mentally healthy he
already
is.
Knew what the questions
That's why they picked a tiny little radio station, African American, because they think that's their strength, right? They give the questions ahead of time. And it's on the radio. All he has to do is read the answer. He has the answer in front of him that his staffer wrote for him. And he says that he was the first black woman to serve with a black president.
I love it.
His brain
love this?
This
is great.
Not working. And you're making us the bad guys for saying things that are obviously true. He is not the first black woman to serve with a black president.
No shit, Sherlock.
In fact, that's never happened.
God, he's such a journalist, isn't he?
And that is when he was like, oh, watch this. Watch how well my brain is working.
Right.
Remember, I'm the first black woman in age.
They're saying this quiet shit out loud finally.
Did you see that Scarborough train wreck? I mean, how many walls did he drive right into? Meanwhile, they're back to gaslighting. Oh, no, totally fine.
Whoa.
And the people who are telling the truth,
did you just hear Chunky Yogurt say gaslighting? Now, I don't know if you know, but it came from like a early 1900s movie about a guy who wanted to drive his wife crazy. So he started turning down all the lights in the house, basically the gas lights. And she's like, yeah, it's really dark in here. And he's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know, and ends up taking her to a second. Just tried to drive her crazy. Famous people, and I can't remember who they are. If anybody out there knows, let us know who that movie was that the term gaslighting was based on. Somebody do some research out there, because that's what you're there for. So yeah, that's where that term comes from, right? It's trying to tell you shit like, you're the crazy one. You're the one that's out of your fucking mind. You're the one that just what's wrong with you, honey? Okay, I read books, like I told you, I read books for a living. Yeah, read one on psychology and what? Gaslighting. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is exactly what's going on here. And the cool part is the left is finally getting it.
They want Trump to win. Oh, yeah. This is like, you know what it's like? Israel supporters with calling everybody an anti-Semite. We're done with it. Bye-bye. We don't give a crap about your stupid talking point. In fact, you're the ones helping Trump. So anyways, we did this poll because look, our audience is massively against Trump. So I was curious what you guys think.
This is the fun part. Like tomorrow, okay, I want you guys to understand that the left stream media, left wing media, right? Crystal ball. I don't want to steal all the thunder from tomorrow morning, but God, you're gonna check us out, man, tomorrow at 8 a.m., man. And Jen and me are gonna talk about that because I watched, Piers Morgan, very interesting. I don't know what opinion you have of the guy. I'll tell you tomorrow. I think he's kind of a douchebag on some things, but I think he's kind of awake at the moment. And it was a very interesting panel. And they had Harry Sisson on, Harry Sisson. And Harry Sisson, I don't know if you know, he's a paid operative. for the DNC. And he is really popular. He's got a lot of followings among like young people. And so right now he's like fully in all behind Biden. And so you can imagine how this interview is going to go tomorrow. It's going to be fun. So
no, still 77% saying Donald Trump is a bigger narcissist. I don't blame you guys. Donald Trump, world record-shattering narcissist, okay? So that's why it's a tough question. Twitch just cheated.
Yeah,
and they were
blah,
like,
blah.
Joe Biden 8%, Donald Trump 36%, equal 56%.
By the way, all these fucking doctors diagnosing Trump with narcissism, you know, I'll tell you one thing, okay? Sociopaths and narcissists do tend to make good leaders. Now, I'm not saying Donald Trump is one. I don't think he is. As a matter of fact, I believe that Donald Trump and these people try to make him this billionaire elite class, and he's not. This guy knows how to drive a Mack truck. His kids know how to drive Mack trucks. For some reason, he has the innate ability to make small people believe that he cares about them. And he does. And, you know, I wanted to. I remember when we had 9/11. You guys remember 9/11? And I remember that there was some watch or some shit pulled out of the rubble. And apparently George Bush said he put that motherfucking watch on his nightstand every night. And that meant something to me at the time. Now, I've learned a lot about the whole Bush dynasty since then, right? But that meant something to me. It meant the president really gave a shit. He really cared, right? And I have never had that feeling, you know, like I said, once I learned about the Bush dynasty, I never had that feeling about the Bushes. And even then, I never said my president. My president is Donald J. Trump. He was in 2016, and he should have been in 2020. We're living under an illegitimate president. It's just the way it is. And I think most people have seen that this was a soft coup, and they installed a soft president, soft in the head, who has dementia. They all knew it. This is the greatest cover-up in U.S. history. This is awful, which is why we're seeing the freak out that we're seeing right now.
If you put an equal, everybody's going to vote equal. I mean, they're giant. They're the twin towers of narcissism. And then on the YouTube chat, watch the show live Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock. Be part of the show. So the chat's part of the show. Over 1,600 votes already. That's
Thanks,
closer.
Rusty. It was
Donald
nice to
Trump,
have you.
57. Joe Biden, 43%. Now saying in a left-wing show, our audience, a couple of thousand votes almost already, saying maybe Joe Biden's an even bigger narcissist than Donald Trump.
Yes, because he's putting
they said that
himself in front of the good of the country. And at this point, it is clear. It is clear. He's putting himself before the party. He's putting himself before the country. And it's not him who's doing it. It's his wife and his son who are doing it. It's not him. He's not there anymore. That's giving Joe Biden too much credit. Joe Biden needs to be in a nursing home. It's as simple as that. Period.
Trump was going to drag down the Republican Party, but he didn't. But Joe Biden is dragging down and might, certainly in the short run, end the Democratic Party. This is going to be a landslide.
Could end the Democratic Party. Boy, those are sweet
Biden
words.
to all the congressional people, and they're going to lose the House and the Senate by giant margins. If Biden goes all the way to the end, he's going to lose tons of non-swing
The Democrats
states.
never think they're going to
He might not even come in second. I know people think I'm crazy when I say that.
Arrogant.
Nobody's going to vote for this guy other than Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, Mika Brzezinski, and Joe Scarborough. Those are going to be the four
and
votes.
Cher, don't forget Cher. Cher.
When we come back from the break, I actually want to get into the polling, including how this is impacting congressional races for Democrats. So stick around for that and more. We've got some incredible data to get to.
I am not going anywhere.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Driving me crazy, but hey.
So let me ask you a question. Are you guys enjoying this? Are you enjoying watching this? Because, I mean, like, if you got another suggestion, I'd be happy to entertain it. But this shit is just funny. I mean, CNN's funny. MSNBC, whatever, man. We can go for it. Shit. It's just funny to watch these people just lose their fucking ever-loving minds. Plants, squatters. Everything. There is nothing. Let me tell you something, guys. There is absolutely nothing organic, grassroots about the Democratic Party. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Most people do not fucking give a shit about the LGBTQ plus AI agenda. They don't. They don't. Most people don't fucking care about global warming. Not like those people make out global warming to be an existential threat. Most people, now, there's really low information voters out there, man. I'm telling you, there really are. There are people that don't know don't know a lot. Okay. But wow, man. I mean, just at this point, I don't know. There's so, it's like I want to come down. It's like, what's going to happen? I mean, what do you guys think is going to happen? You think Joe Biden's going to make it to the I'm going to step on a limb here tonight. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm thinking Joe Biden is going to become obstinate. He's just going to stay obstinate. And I think they're going to not be able to do shit about it. I think he's going to pull together one or two, like this NATO thing. He's going to kind of do okay at one speech and then not so okay at the other. And they're going to continue to clean this shit up. And they're going to just continue whistling in the dark, saying everything's just fine. There's no problem here. Right? I think that's what they're going to try to do. But, at the same time, I think there's an equally good argument to be made that they're going to try and sub him out with Kamala Harris and try and start over. But again, you're already starting with one foot in the in the hole. What did you know and when did you know it about the condition of the president of the United States? What, this is a complete fucking surprise to you? What, did you see the reporting on CNN and go, oh my God, my president is compromised? I mean, for real? Is that what you're going with? Is that your final answer? Is that your final answer? Because that's a pretty shitty answer, right? Wow. That's great. They're in such a mess right now. They are so fucked. This is like the only thing that I can liken this to or try and draw a similarity or simile. This is like a game of chess. And at this point, this is when you fucking realize you've been checkmated and you're fucked because your opponent has you have no avenues of escape. You're done. You're fried. This is what's happening right now.
We love a diverse audience and variety of opinions. And if you think Joe Biden's going to win, we're not pushing you away. Come here, prove it. Show me what you got. You're not going to be able to, but that's okay. We got an open mind, open hearts. So they write in, there is
it's
no
like
Bible proof that the Dems will
here,
lose.
Jeff. It's
okay, already
100%
wrong. No one in the 30s in approval rating, not just for president, for any federal office, has ever won re-election. If you say, oh, well, that's not proof, maybe Joe Biden is the one miracle candidate who could do a 16-point comeback. Okay, you're alone though.
Sure.
No other rational person believes that.
Yeah, he's
it's a
gonna
guaranteed
sure,
loss.
he's going to come back.
And I have 10,000 more pieces of data on that, and we're going to do more in the next segment. They say they continue. You don't know that. You're basing it on Occupy Wall Street politics. No, you're not getting it. This is not progressive versus establishment.
I bore of
the
these
progressive
people.
Knuckleheads like Bert.
I bore of these people. What else are we seeing here? What's on my feed? Live. Okay, live. That was streamed 43 minutes ago. That was a highly orchestrated, ridiculous thing that we saw happen. And he made it. He made it through, which, you know what? I love it. Because they're going to use, the White House is going to use that. Jill's going to use that. They're going to go, he did good. He did good. He was strong. He was strong. He's okay. We're going to make it through this. No, that's fine. Fine. Just dig your heels in. Please dig your heels in. Right? Just continue to do that because that is our best scenario. Yeah, as the Republicans are. And the Republicans' best bet is to just shut the hell up and let these people just implode. Right? So let me see. What else do we have here? Trump's going to be speaking at a rally. Let's check in on
now,
that.
so you can watch it. You can see the moments. Of course,
Doesn't seem exciting. Well, guys, I might end this live stream. I don't know. It was pretty fun for a while. So I've been watching live streams of Florida, walking tours of Florida. Let me see.
Hey, what's up?
Let's take this in a completely different Key West walking tour. Let's take a walking tour. I'm moving to Florida. And yeah, this is what I was doing.
All right.
I'm trying to tell myself, and I want you guys to help me, because I'm in a cabin I don't want to be in. There's a lot of shit that I got to do that I don't want to do. But I realized that in just a couple of months, that God could smile upon me. And if I would get this place put up fast, I could be right down there right now in a golf cart or a 3-wheel electric bicycle, tooling around with me and Mama, seeing shit, which we never see anymore, because she sits in a chair and sits in front of a computer. And I don't want that life for her, and I don't want that life for me. So I'm going for it. We're going for it, right? Because I want to have hope. And up here, I don't have a lot of hope. I don't. And I know it's time to go. And it's just so hard because there's so many things that need to be done. But look at this place. I could be here. So I'm trying to watch these things, right? Like when I get off this live stream, I'm probably going to watch this again. Because I'm trying to immerse myself in the thought that I could be someplace beautiful again, and a place where there's hope, and I can just continue to push this morning show, and that it would do something, and that I could just not be where I'm at now, right? And sometimes I think a geographical cure is a good thing, man. I need to buy a postcard. I need to buy a fucking Key West sweatshirt. I need to do live streaming outside. I need to I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go when the timing's right, Denise. I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know what it's gonna be involved. I just went to the doctor today because I need to get my hips replaced, and my I got carpal tunnel really bad in my wrists. And I'm on socialized medicine here, right? And so it went to shit in the last 5 years. Just really bad. So I went to the doctor today, and I told the doctor, I said, man, oh, shit, it was great when we first got here. The quality of the care is not bad. The problem is one of the three things always has to suffer. There's cost, the time, and then the quality of the care. And what suffers always in socialistic systems is it takes forever. And I mean, we live in 2024, okay? And I have to get on the fucking phone every other goddamn day and call. And they go, well, we didn't get the fucking referral. And then you call the doctor back, and they go, well, we sent the fucking referral 3 weeks ago. This shit takes months. And literally, it grinds on you so much you give up. It's just like, I don't even want to fucking try anymore. So it's very important. I'm trying to get my, I wanted to get my hips, my shoulders done, because I kind of got it done all free here. Yes. I mean, me too. But I had to make a choice today as I bitched out the doctor. He's like, okay, if I call and, what are you going to do? Because they won't schedule them simultaneously. So I said, get my carpal tunnel done first. And if I've got to, if I have to stay up here in a rental for a few months before I go down to Florida, well, that's fine. I will, to take advantage of it, because I really need my hips replaced, because I'm going down to Florida. And I'm going to have to probably take care of not just her parents, but I'm probably going to have to take care of Jennifer. Jennifer doesn't walk well anymore. And she has hope, and I hope that, you know, and pray, and I believe in God, miracles, and all sorts of things, right? But I also believe in realistic, you know, being pragmatic, which is why I'm going out of Florida. But look at this, guys. Oh my God, this is Key West. This is so gorgeous. I love the ocean, man. I got my, I think I told my scuba diving story before. But I want to do some scuba diving before I die, right? And physically able to do that. As a matter of fact, in the water, I can do way better with arthritis and stuff, you know? I mean, there's nothing physical. I mean, you just have to be, you know, aquadynamic, you know, in the water to move around. So, but, you know, my dad loved Florida. He loved it, and he went down there, and he and my mom died down there. And I just love it. I love the smells. I love the smells of the docks and the fish and the seaweed and all of it. And and like I said, you know, I mean, what I want to do is I want to go here. I'm going to ride around this shit place on a golf cart, man. You know, nice golf cart. Yeah. Since you were 17, you've been there? Yeah. I love Florida. It's really cool. I lived all over the country, and lived in California. That was a piece of shit out there. It was extremely, from a standpoint of cost of living, economically hostile to live in California. Now, I'm sure Florida's going to have its challenges. I mean, I'm going down there, you know, the place that I'm looking at that I want to go is near my parents' house. And you can buy the property for, like, you know, anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000. And hopefully the cabin will do well, and we'll be able to buy this place outright and have some sort of pillow. Plus the fact that my Social Security will be kicking in January, because I'm going to be 62. And so, as a result, you know, the Social Security will just about, you know, cover the monthly crap. And so, yeah, you buy the land, you know, you buy the house, and then what happens is you got to pay like a lot of money a month. It's like $1,500 a month. But that includes taxes and water and a whole bunch of stuff, everything except for electricity, pretty much. But they cut the grass everywhere. It's like a condo. And then there's pickleball and, you know, all the other shit that old people want to do, swimming pool and all that kind of crap. Plus, they got Julie. They have what they call lifestyle ambassadors, right? So if you want to fucking learn how to do pottery, right, they'll set you up for pottery classes, all this kind of shit, right? So it's like a cruise ship on the land, right? And so, I don't know, man. It sounds really good to me. It sounds good to me for Jennifer. A lot of it. And I'll have a separate studio, which will be way better, and the place will be clean, which will be way better. And you know, there's some unknowns going down there. The healthcare situation is going to be a question of, you know, whether or not I'm going to be able to get the same kind of issue. But like I said, up here, the healthcare is good if I can get it scheduled. I mean, it's really that difficult. So, you know, and then, of course, you know, I don't know what God is going to hold for us. Or it's going to pick us up on a syndicated radio program? Or are we going to go big? You know, who's going to continue to vibe to us and support us and help us out? You know, all those things. And I'm just kind of going, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to just step out. I'm going to step out in faith, totally. And say, you know, most of what I think about this situation is kind of nailed down. And it's a good reason for like 80% of these things. And the last 20%, I just don't know. Yeah, I like smoothies. I remember as a kid, I wandered around down in Florida. I loved the Keys. The Keys were so fun. Did a lot of snorkeling in the Keys when I was a kid. I just love being immersed. Well, you know, one of the biggest things about Denise was when I went scuba diving, you know, and you see people scuba diving in a camera, and you see there's nothing like when you're in the water, immersed in it, an entire school of fish comes right at you, and they're coming right at you, and they're going to crash into you, and they just sort of separate, and they just swim around you, and you feel all the hairs on your body moving from the water that's moving as the fish swim around your body. Right. I mean, it's just wonderful. And so I'm stuck. I feel stuck. I feel stuck in a rut. And I think this Florida thing's going to be a good thing, right? I'm pretty excited about it. So anyway, I think I've streamed enough for the day. I thought we were going to have more with Joe Biden, and we didn't. And he didn't screw up, which would have been a national embarrassment. And so I went live. I gave it a try. And we had some really, really, really nice traffic today. Meaning we had people join us, and I really enjoyed the chat. And today was much more interactive. I was able to interact with the chat today a whole lot more than I sort of do in the morning. So I really did enjoy that. Right? So it's late. It's 7 o'clock. So I think I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to consume some more news, or, you know, maybe I'm just going to watch a movie or something. So seriously, pray for us here at the TruthSlinger Project, because we really, what? Seriously, I'll let you on in a minute. Stop, Tater. We're excited about the future. We're trying to be, but again, you know, pray for us. We need your prayers. And we want to continue to do what we're doing. So support us, liking, subscribing, sharing, following, doing all that stuff. And if you can financially support us, thank you, thank you, thank you. You can leave us tips. You can go to the Linktree. You can buy us coffee, or lots of other ways. So, and someday on X, I'll actually have my subscriptions approved. I've been waiting 7 months for my subscriptions to be approved on X. Ridiculous. Don't know what to do about it. Gonna keep trying to get it turned on. Maybe one day it'll be turned on and people can vow some monthly support. But we enjoy the possibility of monthly support. That's something that's huge for us. It keeps my head being able to do more studying and bringing live events to you and doing stuff like this, rather than reading audiobooks, which is, like I said, fine. You know, I got to do whatever I got to do to make a living. But I'd rather be bringing you the news. I'd rather be talking to you and enjoying you. So, yeah. We enjoy you, Jeff. We enjoy you, Denise. Let me see who else was here today. Gosh, let me see. Very lively chat. We went over 100 messages today. I love that. That's cool. So, yeah, man. We had Rusty here today. Jeff in the house. Let me see who else. That's pretty much it. But, you know, 3 or 4 people makes for a nice, lively discussion. And I enjoyed it. And you know what? The chat moves too fast. You get too many people in. I kind of like it. It's intimate. So I like intimate. So, all right. So I'm saying so too many times. So I'm going to sign out. My name is TruthSlinger. It is. My TruthSlinger. I'm telling you, I'm tired. TruthSlinger. My name is Tim. I'm out of here. Good night.